Hello, is that the theatrical agency? Yeah, hi, can I speak to Ivor, please? It's one of his acting clients, Dan. Yeah. Thanks. Ivor, hi, yeah, it's me, Dan. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, great, yeah, not too bad, thanks. Listen, I wondered if you got any new jobs for me. It's been a while now. What am I doing now? Yeah, I'm still doing that YouTube channel thing, you know, the fragrance review thing you set me up with back in March. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't heard anything from you since then. What happened about that Shakespeare job I was up for? Yeah, that's it, The Taming of the Shrew. Who got it in the end? Gary Oldman? He gets everything. What's he got that I haven't? All right, yeah, apart from that. Okay, apart from that and that. Yeah, okay. No, you don't need to go on. What about the cat food advert? No good, huh? The cat didn't like me. Anything else going? No, I've told you before, I'm not doing adult films. I'm not doing it, no, I just can't do that. No, it's not that I've got any moral objection to it, it's just, well, Mrs. Smelly didn't call me Mr. Floppy for nothing. Yeah, I think that's a no-go. Listen, try and sort me out with something. It's getting really hard blagging it with these fragrance reviews. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to get found out soon, and I need something a bit better than this. Come on, I'm a rather trained actor. Sort it out. I'm going mad here. Hello, so in today's review we're going to be looking at Ginepro di Sardegna from the house of Acqua di Parma. Acqua di Parma, then, an Italian niche house who've been making fragrances since 1916 when they released the original Acqua di Parma Colonia. There are various variations on that one available now. There's Colonia Essenza, Assoluta, Intensa. There's also some rather stronger fragrances. We've got Colonia Leather and Colonia Oud and a couple of others in their ingredients line, their upscale line that come in a brown bottle. And this line that we're talking about today is the Blue Mediterraneo line, and they all come in a light blue bottle, and they are centered on usually one note from a particular part of Italy. So we've also got Fico d'Amalfi, which is figs of the Amalfi region, and another example is Mandorlo di Sicilia, which is means almonds of Sicily. So this one, Ginepro di Sardegna, that means juniper of Sardinia. So juniper berries from the Sardinia region are given the starring role here in this fragrance. I'm reviewing from a sample here, but I've actually agreed to buy Chad's bottle from him when he visits the UK later this year. So the price for this one in the UK, you get 75 mils for £63, or for £90 you can get a very big 150 ml bottle. Let's check out the notes then on this one. Top notes then, we've got black pepper, Jamaican pepper, bergamot, juniper berries and nutmeg. In the mid we have sage and cypress, and the base note on this one is Virginia cedarwood. So how does this one smell? Let's find out. Okay, the opening on this one, unlike so many Acqua di Parma scents, does not open with an invigorating fresh citrus burst that you might expect from their fragrances. Bergamot's listed as a note, but it's not really the main player. So what you get with this one is a sort of spicy freshness. It's hard to pick out any individual notes, to be quite honest with you, but what I get is a sort of zingy, spicy freshness, a little bit soapy, but it's not sharp citrus. So we've got something quite unusual straight from the beginning. I get a peppery freshness, and the juniper berry note, maybe, yeah, there's a sense of something a little bit sweet and zingy in there. So now the juniper berry is the main flavour note in gin, actually, usually. So juniper berries are used to flavour gin, and this one is often talked about as having a gin and tonic-like feel. So that I definitely do get. There's a little bit of spiciness, pepperiness, and maybe a zingy gin or gin and tonic type feel, rather than a lemon feel or the kind of smell we're used to with bergamot openings or that kind of thing. So today's episode is a bit of a special one because we've got Chad from A Gentleman's Journey joining me to give his appraisal of this fragrance, and I'll put the link to Chad's channel down in the description below. A great reviewer, has been going for a number of years, and he's just really a fantastically enthusiastic and knowledgeable reviewer who's brought loads of new scents to the attention of the fragrance community, and just a really nice guy. I've spoken to him quite a bit online. So let's see what Chad over in Canada has to say about this fragrance.
So Dan, thank you very much for allowing me to do this video. I absolutely love your content, your energy, and especially your humor. Now, what I got at Ginepro di Sardegna from the house of Acqua di Parma is that I definitely get a lot of the juniper berries, the nutmeg, a whole lot of pepper. My God, there's a lot of pepper in this one. And I get a lot of the woods. Now, this is a very loud, bold, and daring fragrance. To me, this is the James Bond of the Blue Mediterranean line. And what I mean by that is that James Bond is this. He's classy, he's daring, and he's a gentleman. This is what this is. It's a gentleman's fragrance, it's daring, and it's also very classy, but also, James Bond is also very versatile. This is that. Now this fragrance really does have a gentleman-like quality. It's a little bit more mature for the older guy, if you will, but if you're a younger man who definitely has his life together and has a little bit more of an older soul, I think that you could pull this one off very easily. To me, this is a very casual fragrance, but it's also very versatile. It's suit and tie, tuxedo, just the Swiss Army knife of the Blue Mediterranean line. Longevity and projection was great. I got 8 to 9 hours longevity, and projection was about 3 hours. So just like James Bond, the ladies will definitely notice this one, and they will definitely like this one. My lady really does like this one on me. However, it's a little bit more, a little bit too daring for me. My tastes have changed. I'm a little bit more timid, if you will. I like my clean, fresh aquatics. This is definitely quite the opposite, but just a great smelling scent. So Dan, I'm going to be seeing you in November. I look very much forward to meeting you. We're going to have some fun, and I'm going to be seeing you with this bad boy. So you're next, pal.
Thanks very much for that, Chad. It was great having you in the video. And we're looking forward to his visit to the UK in November coming soon, so can't wait to see you then, Chad. Now back to the rest of my review of Ginepro di Sardegna. So it's a little bit different to most of the other Acqua di Parma colonias or even the Mediterraneo line, which mostly have fresh citrus themes. I've worn this several times now. I've got 2 samples that I've worked my way through, and I've had 1 or 2 before that a few months back as well, and I've always enjoyed wearing it. The smell on this one then is a little bit unusual. We've got a fresh feel that is not citrus dominant. There's a little bit soapy, quite woody, the cedar wood that comes through, and I get this in a lot of the Blue Mediterranean line from Acqua di Parma. You get a really nice, smooth, creamy cedar wood dry down, and the longevity on this is excellent. It lasts really, really well, and it actually can, with the first couple of hours, projection is really good. You're really noticed by people, and I've asked fragrant friends that I know how I'm doing with the projection, so I know projection is pretty good with this kind of zingy, spicy, uplifting smell. And as it dries down, that creamy cedarwood note comes through, and the pepperiness still sticks around a little bit. It's quite sort of warm dry down. It's almost a warming effect that it has on your skin while still remaining very fresh. So it gives that impression of being a really well-groomed man. So when it comes closer to the skin, it carries on being a really lovely scent, and it's still there. As soon as anyone comes reasonably close to you, they are going to notice that you're wearing it. You can apply fairly liberally, and I've been very impressed with this one. Occasions on which you might wear it, it's really versatile actually. With a lot of Acqua di Parma, you're just going to say, oh, it's a summer scent because they're freshies. This one I think works all year round. It's actually for this time of year. We're in the autumn now. It's October. I think this works really well as an autumn fresh scent in the daytime, but it's got enough going on there to be worn in the evening as well. So it's a great night out scent or daytime scent. It could be a work scent too. It's Chad says that it's a bit daring in his roundup. I don't find it to be very daring, so I think it's actually completely fine for almost any occasion. Things that I would compare it to, another fragrance with a juniper berry note is Dunhill Icon by the house of Dunhill. So there's a similarity with that one. It's got the juniper, and that's also quite a woody, peppery scent. So I think there's a big similarity with that. You might want to compare it to that one. Also, Art de Parfum, the niche house in the UK here, has one called Gin and Tonic Cologne, which obviously has a gin and tonic theme to that one. That's much more almost a photorealistic gin and tonic smell, but they share that juniper berry element, and I think the cedarwood also is in that one too. So there's a couple of things you might compare it to. So I'm going to be buying this fragrance from Chad, but it does get expensive, doesn't it, buying all these fragrances. So how do I manage to afford to do that? Well, here's a little tip for you. Recently it was my son's birthday, and he lives with my ex-wife now, and he was desperate to get his hands on the new FIFA 17 football game for the, I think it's a PlayStation or the Xbox, one or the other, and you know, that was going to be expensive. I was supposed to buy it for him, so I did a little bit of looking around online, and I found this great alternative. I got an old Commodore 64 computer from the 80s, and one of my favourite games, Emlyn Hughes International Soccer, on cassette for him to play at a fraction of the cost, and while all his friends are playing the same old thing, he's got a real retro chic classic game. He sent me this lovely photo to say thanks, and I saved quite a bit of money, allowing me to buy another fragrance. Everyone was a winner. So for me, my overall appraisal of this one, I'm going to be buying a bottle off Chad because he's decided, though he does like it, doesn't need his bottle anymore. So thank you very much to Chad for that. I think my overall appraisal, I would give this one a very solid 8 out of 10. It's a great all-round scent. It's a little bit different, but without being anything too unusual or contentious. Almost anyone is going to like it. Some people might feel that it's just a bit so-so because maybe it just comes off as nice, clean and well-groomed. It doesn't have anything super exciting or any one standout note that grabs you by the nostrils, but a nice invigorating opening and a very well-groomed, peppery, woody dry down. So an excellent scent. One of my favourites from the Blue Mediterraneo line. The other one I've got actually is Fico d'Amalfi, which is a great summer scent centred around citrus and figs. And there are some other good ones in that line, but some of them are just so-so for me. This one I would say is a bit better. It's a real good one. So Ginepro di Sardegna, 8 out of 10 for me. Well worth checking out. And if you can get your noses on Acqua di Parma's fragrances, I'm a big fan and I recommend anyone out there to try them out. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, whatever we're doing in life, let's project, and I'll see you soon for another video. Amongst things coming up soon is my review of Royal Oud by Creed, which is going to be featuring Imitsu from Simply Put Scents.